What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy, and I love Doctor Who Shills because inevitably you will end up seeing them say some of the most wild and insane things as they slowly come to grips with the realization that the show's dead and it was destroyed by the man that at one point in time we beckoned as the actual hero to Doctor Who. But for those of you who might not be aware of right now, we could come over here to Doctor Who TV, in which they had the Bard reporting going on now. Bard reporting actually is like the Nielsen's over in the UK. And when we scroll on down here, I've shown you guys numerous times on how bad it is truly getting for a lot of these Doctor Who episodes right now. And you can come on right here and you can see that we've recently got the consolidated viewership for the previous episode, The Well, in which, yes, we are looking at numbers that are higher than episode 2, but that's because overnight viewership was higher than episode 2. In the grand scheme of things, these viewing numbers aren't that impressive. It's still in the gutter, it's still slowly dying off, and this is all because of Russell T Davies and his poor mismanagement of the actual IP and brand. He has single-handedly brought in the failure of Doctor Who, completely destroyed it, and pushed it to lows that people used to think were completely impossible. They thought it was bad under Chris Chibnall, but now we're seeing just how truly bad it can actually be. But the reason I bring all this up and the reason I am discussing all this right here and now isn't because of, well, the overnight viewership data. It's because of articles like this. Now, this is an old article that came out over a year ago as of this point in time, in which Metro had this, "Sorry, straight white men, Doctor Who was never made just for you." Now, this is actually a change up in the actual headline, considering when we come over here, we can see what the original headline was supposed to be. "Sorry, straight white men, Doctor Who was never made for you." And you can see, honestly, from this where the stands are. They must defend it no matter what. They must come out here and say some of the most insane things to defend it at all costs, and try to say that if you dislike the current era of Doctor Who, you're nothing more than a racist. Similar to how when you didn't like it when Jodie Whittaker was the current Doctor, you were nothing more than a sexist. You get the picture here. We've seen this play time and time again ever since 2016, so it's not really a shocker to see this. But what is always funny and hilarious is what we actually got today, because I want to remind you just who wrote this particular opinion piece for Metro. It was by Asha. I'm not even going to try to say her last name. This was published May 11th, 2024. Let's go to Metro of today. "Doctor Who's moral lectures are becoming harder to justify," from the exact same writer. Now, I've already read through this article, and what it really is her criticizing the fact that, well, Russell T Davies and the people that are currently writing Doctor Who honestly treat the audience like dum-dums, like they must have their hand held at all times in order to understand the actual message of the episode. And we can just read it right here. "It's a powerful acted moment from Ncuti Gatwa, which just about salvages it for me, but the content of the speech itself does leave something to be desired. It almost feels unnecessary repetition, hammering home the point of the episode by directly addressing the viewer, rather than conveying the message via action and dialogue. The on-the-nose explanation as though it doesn't trust the viewer to understand the themes of the episode could have been improved by focusing on the Doctor's wrath at his friends being hurt and defending Ruby." Now, this is actually discussing what took place at the end of this previous episode, where out of the blue, Ncuti Gatwa appears to speak to Conrad, who was our villain of the episode, who had a podcast and was out to prove that unit was fake the whole time, even though he believed in them. That's a whole nother discussion. I've had 2 reviews already, and I've tried to piece together what the heck I saw. It doesn't make much sense. But you end up having the Doctor appear at the very end after being not in the episode for almost the entirety of it, except for the very beginning. And you have him addressing the main villain and ultimately saying that he goes around saving the day, and it's sad, pathetic individuals like you that actually prevent that from spreading misinformation and disinformation and hurting my friends. Now, I actually do agree with our writer here, whose name I'm not even going to try to say again, when it is hand-fisted forcibly beating you over the head with the actual message of the story, which, for lack of a better term, is always trust thy government. But the reality of this current situation is that this is 100% factual. What is being said here is what people have been pointing out for a long time. The message is overbearing. It has gotten to a point that even the people that are out here meant to defend this entire show are saying, we can't keep justifying this. It is so dripping and messaging, propaganda, and ideological beliefs to the point that even the people that like you, even the people that will go out there and write insane, crazy articles like this, are having a hard time justifying the message being so dripping with the actual show. And even they're starting to feel talked down to by the end of it. But this is what we've been dealing with current era of Doctor Who, where this is all they have left. They can't tell cool, interesting, clever stories anymore. They have to make an entire episode all about misinformation and disinformation, where the main villain is a straight white dude with a podcast. We have entire moments in which context, actual lore, actual canon have been entirely disrespected or destroyed or completely changed to fit the current era and the current messaging. For crying out loud, this past episode was them reaching back into the box and bringing out Love and Monsters, that anybody could tell you what is one of the worst episodes ever within New Who, and even Love and Monsters is more desirable than what we just got. This is what we're dealing with. And the funniest part is the people that at one point in time were meant to defend this can't even defend this anymore. And it becomes even funnier that when we come back over here to this particular tweet, you could just scroll on up and you can see just a year apart. You can see what people are noticing. You can see what's happening now. And this is all because of the mismanagement, mishandlings, and misguidance of Russell T Davies. Welcome to the current era of Doctor Who. You play stupid games, you'll win stupid prizes. But I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Shout out, friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.